parents in your pictures, but look at it closely because we've seen some pretty wild things up here. Here's
I stayed right there, and I took another picture, and I couldn't recreate it at all.
It was in the one, but not the other one.
Give me this one.
Hold on.
All right.
You think it was fake?
I don't know. But there has been a ghost figure seen on this porch, up and down the tracks for years. And so I think Jake is definitely, Jake was a pretty good sized guy.
Don't worry about it.
It was night before last. There was no breeze out, just hot as dickens. We were getting pictures of an orb up by this fan, and that fan started moving. So it's a pretty active spot. So we had a breeze going, but there wasn't the other night. Oh, now we'll start to talk about it when they go again. Jake, are you here tonight? I was jokingly tell people be careful what you say about anybody in this town, because you're going to end up, if you're talking to one of their relatives, everybody's related somehow. I mean, the families, a lot of the families that started the town we're now 7, 8 generations deep of the same families that live here. And so we're all kind of related in some manner or another. So, but anyway, my cousin Tim married a Flegel from Kansas, and she has a whole book on this history of this story of the Flegel gang and the murder. And Jake's being caught.
Yes, I want videotape.
All
if
right,
you give me
I think it's lit up enough. We're going to go up. We've only got 3 more stops.
I've got the umbrella, that's why.
Yeah, but I'm almost fucking with you, stupid.
We're going to cross over here as soon as we get everybody together.
It is what that. I know, that's like.
You may want to go around the mud a little, or you may feel like a kid, splash through it. I think that's what I'll do. That's pretty good.
No. I have fabric flip-flops on.
Oh well, you'll
Okay.
Let's go.
Across the street. walls.
It looks like someone's like legs and hands were like this.
Like a reflection in the water.
Yeah, and I was like, hold on. And then it started shaking like, and I didn't know what it was. I think it might have been the little boy because it was a little smaller. And I looked at it all.
Actually, the kids see it.
So then I just saw going and shaking like all over like kind of like shaking like doing like a dancing, and I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Here it goes. Now this is a creepy one.
It is. See, to me, this is a lot creepier than the cemetery. I don't come back here by myself. I'll glad to come back with a group when I have enforcement. All right, if you'll all step back into this little hidey hole. Now we are at the basement area of the Branson drug. Again, when we're taking out a lot of our local folks, when we first got the ghost tours here, it was the pharmacist's son that brought our group back here and told us these stories. He said his dad's had this building for about 25 years. And he said when he was a little guy, he was down playing in the basement right after his dad had leased the building, and he saw an old man down in the basement. Well, that scared him because he knew there wasn't supposed to be anybody down there. And then when the old man disappeared in front of his eyes, he said now, 20-some years later, he has yet to ever come into the basement of his dad's building again. Most of the employees won't come down here. Now the back door to the pharmacy is right here. When this building was rebuilt after the fire, it went back to the same business it had been earlier, the Welchel Hardware. Mrs. Welchel had lost her dress shop during the fire, and so she decided what the town really needed and didn't have was a town morgue. So she set up the morgue down in the basement. So this is in the basement area is where they prepared the bodies. Now they had the challenge of getting the bodies upstairs to the main level of the street where they would have the services. So they built a conveyor belt, and which turns out, as years later, is the haunted conveyor belt that they would put the casket on the conveyor belt. It goes to the upstairs, to the main level, and that's where they'd have the services. You can still go into the pharmacy and see about halfway back where these double doors are. It used to be the old conveyor belt. The pharmacist's son said that over the years, that this is where they get their deliveries, off the alley here, into this basement area. That's also where they keep some of their storage. And that the employees said that they'd go down, they'd load up the conveyor belt, they'd turn on the belt, then they'd go up the little stairway and wait for the items to arrive. He said many times that you could not, that the belt would still be going, but the items never made it upstairs. They'd send the employees back down to find out what happened, and he said they'd either be sitting on the floor next to the belt, sometimes they were back off the shelves they came off of. So you can imagine why the employees don't want to come down here. I had a girlfriend who worked here for 3 years. Last year after I'd started with the tours, I saw her and I said, Tori, when you worked at the pharmacy, did you ever go down into that basement? She got real quiet. She said, once. So that was enough. She said it just freaked her out so much, just the feel of the place. Now, I also had a girl on my tour this spring who was from here, and she said when she and her brother were little, when they got off school during the day, they would come here because their mom had worked here for years. And they would wait in the break room upstairs, which is right here. That's where the employee break room is, to wait for their mom to get off work. She said she used to hear a woman sobbing all the time. She kept asking